All right, Tom, thanks so much. This is CBC's Tom Perry in Florida. Okay, we have another result for you. Donald Trump is also now the projected winner in Indiana. He leads 19 Electoral College votes to 3 for Kamala Harris. So we're only a few minutes away from polls closing in West Virginia, Ohio, and battleground North Carolina at 7:30 Eastern. And while we wait for those results, we're going to turn back here to Washington, D.C. Lindy Lee is a Democratic strategist. She served as the women's co-chair and Mid-Atlantic Regional Chair of the Democratic National Committee. She's been a friend of the show, and she's back now. So, Lindy, welcome back. It's good to speak with you here on Power and Politics.
Thank you so much for having me. Sorry for the noise in the back. I'm at her VIP donor party tonight.
Okay, well, you last time we spoke, you were raising millions of dollars, I believe it was, for Kamala Harris. The enthusiasm with the candidate switch, mid-campaign. What's your expectation on what you're seeing and what you're hearing from the campaign with the early voting numbers and the turnout today? What are your thoughts?
The vibes have been electrifying. People are really heartened by the fact that the turnout in Philadelphia is 120% of the turnout in 2020. So that is incredibly significant. We see record turnout in the state of Michigan as well. So I think Kamala Harris has a very good chance of holding on to those blue wall states, which will determine the outcome of the election. And that will be Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. So the vibes here are electrifying. People are really happy.
Okay, so you do a lot of your political work in Pennsylvania. You work with Governor Shapiro there on his campaign. So walk me through the Philly.
All right. It is now 6:15. Welcome to Hip Hop Hustling and the Internet. We about to get into that. Yo, it's election night 2024. So I just decided to do a live stream. I went to vote earlier. I didn't get to vote. I went though. So I wanted to talk about that. Also, just wanted to tap in, see what some of you guys' comments or some of your feelings on the election, whether or not I don't want to know who you're voting for, honestly, but if you want to tell me, tell me. But I do care more about the policies that you align with and what are you looking for in your next president. So with that said, shoot, man, we gonna look at some videos and see what's going on around the way. I'm gonna go and get right into the story time. So this is what happened earlier today, right? I went to vote. And when I went to vote, so I get out the car and going in, I see this dude who I used to back in the day when I was a kid. I was working at Long John Silver, and there was this man, he owned the Subway next door to Long John Silver, or like right across the street or whatever. And so we used to swap food. I used to bring food from Long John Silver, and he'd bring me Subway. And that was like our relationship, you know what I'm saying? And we sit there and talk. He was an old Indian man. We sit there and talk or whatever. So I saw him coming out the polling place. That was my first time seeing him in probably 25 years. And he exactly knew who I was, man. We hugged, we shared pleasantries and shit like that, man. And I was like, damn, this what it's like to be an American. You know what I'm saying? A black man, Indian man at the polling place hugging. That shit was smooth. So, but anyway, so I go in line and I'm trying to vote. So I give the people my ID and they talking about, you voted this morning. I voted this morning. How I voted this morning? Now, I say, now, did y'all give my daddy my voting card? All right, so me and my daddy, we got similar names. We live in the same area. We shared the same mailing address. You know what I'm saying? My name, Blase J. My name, Blase J. Skippy. You know what I'm saying? And his name, Blase Skippy Jr. So I go up there, I tell them, my name, Blase Skippy. They like, and I'm looking at the paper, my name already marked out. So I'm like, man, that can't be right. They like, you voted already. I'm like, man, I didn't vote. I'm like, did y'all give my daddy my card? So she tell me go to the next table. They looking for my card. Ain't no card in there. So I tell them look for my dad's name or whatever. They looking for his name. His name ain't even on there. So I call him And he like, yeah, I'm supposed to. I went there. I went to that place. They told me my name was on there, but I got something in the mail say I went somewhere else. He's like, and I gave them my ID and I told them my name was Blase Skippy Jr. Don't get me mixed up with my son. His name Blase J Skippy. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, they gave him my card. I ain't get to vote. So the dude, he trying to call. So I'm like, all right, man, whatever. He like, just stay right here, wait right here, wait right here. Cause we need them votes. We need you to vote. And so he calling people and he telling he calling somewhere and he letting them know. But before he could even get through, he was on them like 30, like he called like 20 some times. And so I'm just sitting there over an hour. So it came time for me to I had to get ready to go to work. So I'm like, man, I'm finna go to work. I ain't got time to be doing this, you know. So I missed out on my chance to exercise my right to vote. Pretty much. Yep. That's how it went down. So I'm a little upset about it, but it is what it is, dog. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing that I could change. So it is what it is, bro. But anyway, so story time, right? Let me tell you about this time. I got I got MAGA supporters during the last election cycle. I got the MAGA supporters to actually buy toys for the hood. Yeah, so let me tell y'all about that. So this what happened. You know, I worked at a school in the hood or whatever, in this neighborhood where I grew up at or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so I worked at an elementary school there. So every year I would buy kids toys, you know, certain kids, some kids toys, you know, kids that I interacted with the most or a lot. But this particular year, you know, I'm like, I'm having a good year. You know what I'm saying? I want to do something more for the kids. So I started going on social media, you know, trying to get donations and stuff or whatever for the babies or whatever. See if people want to help me out, help me get toys. Cause you know, I've been doing this out my own pocket every year. Nobody was helping me donate. I'm like, oh, it's cool. So I'm sitting back. I'm like, I'm gonna pay for it if I got to, but I'm trying to figure out a way to get somebody else to help me pay for it. Right. So I'm like, what can I do? So it had to be like maybe 2, 3 months before the election. I'm in DC and I'm walking around Capitol Hill. I'm on Capitol Hill walking. I was going to get me something to eat or whatever. And you know, I rode past like these little trailers and they had just Trump merch, all Trump merch. So a few blocks down, ran into another one. Then over there, it was a little Biden corner or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So they selling merch on the corners or whatever. So I'm just thinking, I'm like, dang. So I tell my boy, I'm like, gee, I just came up with a fire idea. I said, I'm finna get these folks to pay for my kids at work Christmas toys. So this what I did, right? So I get back to St. Louis. When I get back to St. Louis, I get online. So I go straight to Alibaba. I ain't gonna even lie to you. And I Google MAGA hats. So I order 200 MAGA hats at like $1.25 a piece. I order 250 MAGA face masks at like $1 a piece. So maybe like a week or two later, it come. The box came. It said it was delivered. The hats came, but the mask never came. So at the time, I was having a lot of shoes get delivered to the house for my shoe business or whatever. So I'm having 4, 5 pair of shoes coming off FedEx, uh, USPS, FedEx, the other people, what's the other people name? With the brown truck, those folks, UPS. So I'm having boxes and everybody coming. So apparently, I think like some exclusive that came out that week, that same week, that the mask was coming, so somebody took my mask. So I'm laughing. I'm telling my old lady, like, man, somebody done stole these damn masks. I bet you they thought they was some shoes. They wasn't nothing but some Trump masks. They gonna be hot when they open the box. So anyway, I get the hats. I open up the box. I got 4 different kinds of Trump hats, but I got 200 of these mugs, right? So I go on eBay. I create me a fake eBay store. I create me a third eBay store. And I took a picture of my white homeboy, my boy Drewski, R.I.P. Drewski. I took a picture of Drewski and put it on the thumbnail. Changed the name to like Billy Johnson or something. You know what I'm saying? And I listed all the MAGA hats, listed them on there. So then I went to my ghost Instagram and then I started sharing it and commenting on MAGA post and dropping the link. So I go to bed, I wake up the next day, I got 5 sales. But I'm bamming these joints at like $12.99 a piece. I only paid $1 for them. $12.99 plus shipping. So when I put up the listing, I put them, make America great again. Buy MAGA hats from a real American, made in America. And they bought it. So I ripped all the made in China tags out of every hat. They had a little tag say made in China. I ripped that tag out of every hat, dog. And so I'm slanging. So I sell some hats the first day. I'm probably, I don't know, maybe about between 5 and 10 sales. So the next day, another 5, 10. So then from that point on, it was 5, 10 every day. And I think I sold probably, I got about 30 hats left still to this day. So I sold all the hats except for 30. So then I cashed out on that bread like a week before the last week of school for Christmas. And I went shopping. I had enough money. I was able to buy a toy for every kid in the school that was at school that day. You know what I'm saying? And then I might have had a couple leftovers too, you know, and because I just felt like, all right, but what about the kids that you ain't been getting gifts for? You know, like you leaving them out. So I needed to figure out a way to get these folks these hats. So that's basically what I did. I sold the hats. You know, I lied. I ain't gonna lie, you know, but I did what I did because I know this was we was at an emotional time and I'm a hustler. So I'm playing off people's emotions. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the paper. And so I was just playing off people's emotions in pursuit of this paper so I could help these kids because I asked the nice way, didn't nobody want to donate. So I couldn't afford to do it all by myself. So I figured out a way to get it done. You know what I'm saying? And the most memorable thing on it was just seeing the smile on them kids' face when I came around with that bag, big trash bags I came around with, and everybody get a toy. Here, you get a toy, you get a toy, you get a toy, you get a toy. You know what I'm saying? I had girls' toys, I had boys' toys, and I just went around, bam, 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 bam. You get a toy, you get a toy, you get a toy. Everybody gets a damn toy. And yeah, that's my MAGA story, man, of how I got the MAGA supporters ride to buy toys for the kids in the hood, man, down in East St. Louis, Illinois. It was a beautiful thing. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all, dog. It was really beautiful. Yep. That's it right there. So let's check out some of this what's going on in some of these polls, man, some of this news and see what's going on, man.
If I were to recommend Duda to someone, I would say don't wait. I would say jump on it immediately because Duda will solve a lot of
the table here in this race. What are you watching for?
Watching obviously on both sides is energy and affordability was a huge issue this election. So obviously our message to our American counterparts, whether they're a Democrat or Republican, is that Alberta and Canada is the answer for that. We provide most of their crude oil and natural gas, over 50% of their crude oil, about 65% of their natural gas. Alberta alone is a province. It's higher for Canada. And so we are their answer in terms of energy affordability, security, and reliability. We want to be their partners. There's over 70
Somebody just came in. How you doing, new viewer? Hey,
and then in areas like
put my screen on right quick. So right now we just checking out across the news, see what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying?
For that, for the U.S., and we want to be partners.
And just got finished telling the story about how we track the MAGA supporters in the buying of gifts and stuff. So we just checking out what's going on across the news right now.
I would say from former President Trump, the 10% tariff in particular, which nobody's quite sure exactly how that's going to land, but it looks like Canada wouldn't be protected from that. I mean, what are your big concerns on the trade front there?
Anytime someone mentions tariffs with Canada, anytime someone mentions buy America, buy Americans, obviously of concern to anyone in Canada because we're so integrated as a common market. We just have to keep making the argument
that buy America for Americans, baby.
Challenges together. Obviously, from an energy point of view, we're a North American energy, not only independent, but we're dominant. And we can actually work together to displace oil and gas from
everybody know
like
me.
Russia, Venezuela, and others.
Know where I stand with this.
Seeking to cause harm to other nations.
I ain't gonna even lie to
so we can, in fact,
know where I stand
on areas that are very much of concern to U.S.
I might lose a few friends.
The Buy American
I might gain some too.
With President Biden,
who knows?
Evolved into a Buy North American, at least when it came to the auto sector, which I think was a tremendous relief.
And the Inflation Reduction Act.
And the Inflation Reduction Act.
We worked with Senator Manchin on that. He was a great support for that.
Right, but that could go should Trump win. And the other challenge is tax cuts and deregulation in a lot of ways creates competitive challenge.
$500 bottle of Creed Aventus because it's the world's most popular fragrance, potentially of all time.
Paris and DC, where Trump at, and where Trump setting up at? Who y'all think gonna win tonight, man? Who you rolling with?
To try to
Let's
win
see what
North
they talking about
Carolina.
over here, man.
BBC
News, this live.
Helena, it's great to see you. What is the sense that
we
people
tapping
have
in the
there
BBC News live and see what's going on right here.
Well, the sense, Sumi, very much is that it is a toss-up in this state. I'm at a watch party, the Charlotte Mecklenburg Republican Women's Watch Party, and the polls have just closed, as you say, here in this state. The voter engagement here in North Carolina has been record-breaking. Some 57% of all eligible voters in this state have already cast their ballots in early voting. We've seen continued voter engagement throughout the course of the day. Of course, the looming question coming into this, Sumi, and you and I have been discussing, is what would the impact be of Hurricane Helene, that devastating hurricane that we saw in September in which 100 people sadly died, and also saw voting infrastructure washed away as well. But it seems people very keen here to come out and vote. I was speaking to one Republican representative earlier in the week, and she said people in North Carolina are hardy. They will crawl through mud, she said, crawl over trees to cast their ballot. But this is a toss-up. The question of the night, can Kamala Harris flip this state blue? The last time that the Democrats managed to do that was 2008, Barack Obama. But things last time in 2020 were certainly very tight. Donald Trump taking this state by just 1.3% of the vote. But I want to speak to some people now engaged in politics, voters. I'm joined now by Christina Melisaris Elia and Zeenath Aplanap, who are both with this club, president and incoming president of
forward to a wonderful Republican win and looking forward to a great day tomorrow.
Thank you for being here. I think we're going to deliver North Carolina for President Trump tonight, and I'm confident that he is going to be the next president.
A lot of people saying that the race here is close. So I am curious, what are some of the issues that have brought you out, those in your circle?
So for me, it's very personal. I'm a mom. I raise 5 daughters. And when we sit around the kitchen table, we talk about what affects us daily. We're looking at high gas prices, groceries, daycare, safety. Safety is a very big issue. We're looking at the border that's not secure. So all of these issues really hit all of the women in our family. And we're not a one issue monolith. Women have a lot of issues on their mind. And so we are really looking forward to Trump helping us with all of that. And we're very confident.
All right, they showing right here we got Banks for the Senate over McCray. Okay. Malloy over Bernie. Bernie won. Bernie always winning though. Of course Bernie gonna win. Bernie always winning. I don't know why they ain't never try to push Bernie for president though, man. I was rocking with Bernie up at one time for president some years back. I was really rocking with Bernie for president. He was talking what I wanted to talk. I was rocking with Kennedy early in the race, man. Early in the thing. I was a Kennedy guy myself. It's the results in Indiana. Let's see where we at now. Let's go to Fox, New York. Trump wins Kentucky and Indiana. Harris wins Vermont. Yep. I don't know, man. I think Trump might pull it off tonight. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all, bro. I think Trump might pull it off. I ain't gonna lie. All right, man. We coming up on 25 minutes. So I just wanted to jump on here real quick. I ain't get many viewers, so we're gonna end the conversation here. But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep posting, gang. You know what I'm saying? And the viewers gonna come eventually one day. Just keep posting, man. Don't ever get down on yourself. because you got to remember, you're not posting for money. You posting because you really enjoy this, and you posting because you just want to share these thoughts that's in your head, or you posting because you want to laugh. So just keep posting, gang. It is what it is. I'm out though, but if you want to hear the story about again, why I didn't get to vote today, plus my story on how I got MAGA supporters to buy toys for the hood, go on back and rewind to the beginning of this live and check it out, man. But if ain't nobody told you they love you, man, Uncle Boo love you, man. And I'm out. Peace.